Tonight on Jaded Nights, see what happens as we follow Brian Barr and Mike Casey into the wild and run into none other than Mullet Man. Dun dun dun. And find out if the master of history can be defeated when I interview the one and only Professor Cliff Ganyard. And stay tuned to see who is the victim on this week's Nipple Tweak of the Week. Could it be you? You best stay up and stick around because this is the one and only Jaded Nights. Thank you for tuning in to Jaded Nights. I'm your host, Tim Maylander. This week, it's our Christmas episode. Not really. It's not even our holiday episode. It's just the last episode of the semester, so I hope you enjoy. We've got a lot going on this week. We got a professor to interview, but first, let's get right down to sit-down stand-up. Each week, I'll tackle a hot or mildly warm topic, and we'll do a quick stand-up comedy session on it for your listening pleasure. This week, in honor of the season, we will be talking Christmas. You know, my big problem with Christmas is that everybody wants to celebrate Christmas before they celebrate Thanksgiving, or immediately after. It's nuts. You know, Christmas is one day. We don't have this problem with many other holidays. You know, like not many people are celebrating Halloween like a month before Halloween happens. But no, we have this obsession with Christmas. It's not even with Christmas, it's with buying things. That's what people are celebrating. You ever go shopping on Black Friday? It's the worst idea you could possibly do, maybe second to ice fishing. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the traffic is horrible. You have to wake up at 2 a.m. I'm not even joking. You wake up at 2 a.m. to get to Best Buy because they start handing out these little coupons at 3 a.m. And so you can actually go in the store at 5 a.m. And by the time 10 a.m. rolls around, you might be an hour away from your line. It's ridiculous. Why do people, it doesn't make sense. Yes, the deals are great. You can get a cheap DVD player for about $5. Why? Why would you do that? So instead of like actually going to church and celebrating the season, you're out shopping because, you know, it starts on Friday, but you've got to shop until, God, 5 weeks from now so you can get all these Christmas presents. And, you know, you would think that when you buy the presents that maybe you would open them on Christmas Day. But no, people don't even do that anymore. They open their presents early. They open them on Christmas Eve or something like that. It's not even Christmas and you're already celebrating the holiday. It doesn't make any sense. But the real kicker is that we can't even call it Christmas anymore. You have to call it the holiday season. Because, you know, you don't celebrate Christmas, you celebrate the holidays. No, you celebrate Christmas. If you're celebrating another holiday, that's wonderful. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, it doesn't matter. That's great, and I appreciate the other religions out there. But really, we're celebrating Christmas here. It's all about getting into the Christmas spirit and not celebrating it a month in advance. And that, my friends, is today's sit-down stand-up. Wow, I must have done good this week. I actually got applause for a change. All right. Yeah, we're gonna do that one. Okay, I bet most of you have seen this infinite mullet man around campus. Well, today we're going out of the studio and into the wild as we follow Brian Barr and fellow correspondent Mike Casey as they find the mysterious mullet man in the woods. What do you guys got for us?
Yeah, I can't believe how much they were making out.
Well, you know, family reunions, you know, everybody's got their own twist.
Yeah, well, it's a shame what they did that dog.
Oh, we consider him a part of the family, too.
Okay.
What is that?
Is that a...
Let's throw back. Yeah. ask me about the experience.
Ready.
So how would you rate this experience?
Man, it was one of the worst experiences of my life. You know, especially when Brian tripped me, I really saw the light at the end of the tunnel there. I thought that was it for me. But, man, when I got jumped by Mullet Man, I'm just glad that my front side was on the ground. Because, well, you know.
Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So what was your experience, and how did you feel when you first noticed Mullet Man sleeping in the woods?
I thought it was funny as all get out, you know what I'm saying? I mean, guy was all, I don't even know if it was guy, just, mullet got me all confused, you know, long hair in the back, you know what I'm saying? Shoot. So, I was looking at her and him or whatever, throwing pine cones, it was all funny and stuff, and I pooed in her face. It was great, and then she got all angry and stuff, can't imagine why. Shoot.
Oh, poor Mike Casey. Who would have thought that would happen? You just never know what's going to go on when Brian Barr is around. I know I don't. And now it's time for the news. Yes, our favorite part of the show. Actually, my favorite part's the top 10. They just put that in there. Alrighty. In Sydney, Australia, Santas have been told to say ha 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 instead of the traditional ho 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 because they feel it might be offensive towards women. What women were offended here? Like, are we talking about the moms that bring their children to see Santa and they think that Santa's calling them a hoe for having children? I really don't understand what's the big problem here. See, political correctness in this country, it's not even in this country. This is in Australia. It's spread. Political correctness is spread, and there's really nothing at all funny about that. It's true. All right, for something a little bit more funny, in Beijing, local markets have been using recycled condoms and selling them as cheap hairbands. Yeah, just think about that for a second. How do the logistics of this work? Like, do they come in a pack? Can I buy my hairband with ribbed or extra lubricated? Do they come in different sizes? If so, I would never really buy an extra small headband because that would just make me feel insecure. But hey, at least you know those hairbands are staying in place. There you go. Somebody got the joke. All right. In Kansas City, a man was taken into custody for licking a toad and using its venom as a hallucinogenic. Okay, somebody's been watching Family Guy way too much here. And how desperate do you have to get to do drugs that you're licking a frog to see if it'll work? I mean, really, don't you just know a person who knows a person? Sorry. In southern India, a man decided it was in his best interest to marry a female dog after suffering what he believed was a curse from previously stoning 2 other dogs to death. Why would you do that? First of all, why would you stone 2 other dogs to death? Don't you just take them to the vet and put them to sleep real nice like? What would the dogs have to do to a person for them to stone the dogs to death? It doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, at least the guy can say he's married to a real bitch. In Fort Worth, Texas, a man was issued a citation for watching pornography on his car DVD player. How did the officer know when he pulled the guy over? Was he suddenly jerking to the right and left? Hey, but the guy probably just didn't know if he wanted to come or go. People sure do some dumb things, like watching pornography on your car DVD player. But hey, better them than me. Actually, no. Anyway, how would you like to be rewarded with free stuff by watching TV? Well, all you have to do is visit us at uwgb.edu/channel20 and then email us with at least 2 topics that I talked about today. When we get your email, your name will be entered so you can hopefully win. You could win free golf from the Shorewood Golf Course because this is the season to do it, folks. Free clothing from the Phoenix Bookstore and tons of other prizes. Isn't that awesome? I love golfing in winter. I know I love free stuff, especially golfing in winter. That's not even a joke. That just fit in the script naturally. All right, now we're gonna go on a commercial break so you can try to win. So go now, hurry, go. Those winter golfing tickets are gonna go fast. We'll be back right after this. Woo! Thanks, Drew, that was hot. All right, welcome back to Jaded Nights. I'm your host, Tim Maylander. Now it's time to bring you the continuation of our segment, Big Names, Silly Questions. See what kind of advice the big names offer us today. Check it out.
Hello, we are currently in Theater Hall, and I'm standing here with Ellen Rosewall, the Associate Professor of Arts Management.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. We're just going to ask you a couple of simple questions. Thanks for meeting us with us today. We're going to start with the simple one. Where are you from?
Originally, I am from Columbus, Ohio. Go Buckeyes.
And what brought you to Green Bay and this campus?
My husband teaches at St. Norbert, so he brought us here.
Very nice. And another serious question. Who let the dogs out?
That would be you.
Very good.
I will be sure to take that advice with me after I leave these wonderful halls of UW Green Bay, which isn't for another year, but you're stuck with me for another year. Now we're going to move on to our second favorite segment of the show, this week's Shhhhhh Hit List. All right. This week, we're talking about annoying relatives. We all have them. We all hate them. Because you know what? Holidays are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be enjoyable. Like Christmas. It's supposed to be our favorite time of the year, or the most wonderful time of the year, depending on which Christmas song you listen to. But with relatives, something is always wrong. With annoying relatives, anyway. I mean, it doesn't matter what it's about. It can be about the latest CD single that came out from their favorite artist that they don't like. Maybe the turkey is a little bit dry. The Christmas ham is a little bit dry. Maybe the Thanksgiving ham is a little bit dry because we live in the past. It doesn't matter, but something is always wrong with them. And you know what? For them, making other people miserable is just fun. It's like they get some sort of perverse enjoyment out of it. And I'm not talking about like on House, where he gets to make fun of everybody and everybody laughs because he's House. No, I'm talking about they literally want to suck the life force out of you and make you not happy. We all have relatives like these. I have cousins like these. I get to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas with them, and I hope they're watching right now. They're really not. They don't go to school here. That's why I can say this stuff and not worry about them, trying to hunt me down and kill me. But really, people like this just suck the happiness out of your life, and that's not cool. I mean, it's one thing to make someone miserable as a joke, haha, you move on. Then you tell them that they're worth something, et cetera, et cetera. But they are really just out to get you. And you know what? Everything is about them. Everything. It's about the clothes that they're wearing. It's about the car that they're driving. It's about the Christmas gifts that they didn't get, so they get to whine about them all the time. Every single little thing about everything that goes on is about them. And it gets annoying after a while, because while they get to complain about their new car that isn't up to spec or whatever, you're sitting there with your car that, just got broken into, and you're like, you know what? That drive from from Green Bay to Appleton is really a little bit drafty. And you know what? Maybe we should just be thankful for having a car with windows that work. I'm just saying. But the worst part about those relatives is you just can't do anything about them. They're your relatives, and you have to pretend to like them, and you have to pretend to care. When you really don't want to. Really, you want to make their lives miserable because, reciprocity is cool. That's what we do. But we can't. They're stuck with us forever. And we just have to live with it. And that is this week's Shhhhh Hit List. Alrighty. No applause this time, guys? Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Aw. See, now you guys make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And on that, that was really hot, Drew. On that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Check back with us after the break. We're going to talk to Professor Cliff Ganyard. Welcome back to Jaded Nights. Most of you might know our guest if you've taken any humanities or history classes, but he has some other interesting qualities, which is why I'm glad to introduce our guest, Professor Cliff Ganyard. thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Tim. It's a pleasure to be here.
We appreciate it, and as we can tell, we've got a very animated studio audience ready to listen to our little segment here.
That's great.
Well, first of all, I want to know, why did you come to teach at Green Bay?
We actually came out to Green Bay because my wife got a job here. She, for a while, worked in the library, and now she's the webmaster for the campus.
Oh, wow.
She moved out here and got the job, and I was fortunate enough to get a job in the history department as well.
Oh, that's really cool. I have no clue what's going on with computer stuff, so I probably...
Me neither. That's why she does all that stuff.
Awesome. Well, what brought you to Green Bay specifically, not just the campus? Was it just the job, or was it just the environment, or you really like the Packers?
It was the job at first, but we found that we really like Green Bay. It's grown up over the last 10 years or so, and we enjoy that a lot. And one of the things I enjoy the most is the interdisciplinary nature of the programs. Lets me do a lot of different kinds of things. And as for the Packers, well, we'll just leave that alone.
Students really sometimes don't like that interdisciplinary thing, but it does work out. It's better that way because you get a more wide variety of topics, but scheduling can be problematic. So.
Sure.
Well, what different places have you traveled to, or where have you been besides wonderful Green Bay?
Well, my wife and I lived in Germany for about a year.
Oh, wow.
We lived in Berlin, and while we were in Europe, we traveled to as many places as we could, so Italy, France, England, Poland, lots of places like that. And I've also been to Japan a couple of years ago. Christy Aoki, who works in the Office of International Education, and I took a group of students to Japan, and we're going to be doing that again this summer.
Oh, cool. Whereabouts in Japan? Just all over? Or?
A number of different places. Go to Tokyo, and we'll spend several days in Tokyo, Nagano, Kyoto, Osaka. We'll go to Hiroshima, a couple of other places like that.
That's really cool. So what was your favorite place in terms of where you've been, or a couple favorite places, or any interesting experiences that you had?
Favorite place, Prague,
Prague.
The Czech Republic.
It's an interesting
Absolutely.
favorite place.
And it's a beautiful city. I was fortunate that during the Second World War it was spared from the bombing, and so it's this just beautiful medieval city that goes back for, well, centuries, and it's just a wonderful place, and I enjoyed it a great deal. My wife liked Venice the best, so go and give or take. But
both really good history cities, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
Lots going on. I liked Russian history a lot, so it's interesting. It's very interesting. Any great travel experiences or tales that you had, or?
Experiences or tales. Well, I can tell you that when I went to Rome, I had my wallet stolen 1 hour after arriving in the city. That was a rather interesting day. You learn a lot how to get around quickly when you lose your wallet and contact people. And fortunately, it worked out just fine, but that was an interesting experience, I suppose. The other great experience, actually, despite the fact that I like Prague so much, being in Rome and being able to stand actually in the Colosseum is just a fantastic and impressive moment. I've lectured on the Colosseum and Roman history numerous times, but actually getting to stand there and see it was amazing. I
can imagine. I've seen Gladiator enough times. So.
Yeah, actually that's a computer, but nicely done anyway.
Details. See, that's where your wife comes with the computer.
Exactly, there you go.
It works out. Well, anyone who's had a class with you knows that you're influenced by music. So what are your favorite bands of this generation?
Oh, bands of this generation.
Yeah,
we had to throw that one at you, huh?
Can't go back to the medieval times.
Actually, my favorite current band is the Flaming Lips.
Oh, okay.
If you've ever heard of them.
No, not really.
No, really?
No, haven't.
They're a band out of Oklahoma. They've actually been around for about 25 or so years now.
Oh, wow.
They're lesser known, but they've done some really interesting stuff in the last 5 or 6 years. Starting with The Soft Bulletin is a great album. Yoshimi versus the Pink Robots is great. And their most recent one came out last year, At War with the Mystics.
Cool. Sounds interesting.
Very well, it's kind of progressive rock. So if they've kind of gone back to 70s. So if you like Pink Floyd or Yes or some of those classic bands, you'll probably like some of the Flaming Lips' more recent stuff.
Cool. That sounds interesting. We'll have to check that out.
Great.
So if you could live in, since obviously you're a history professor, if you could live in any time period, where and when would it be?
1920s, definitely, and probably Berlin. It'd be kind of a weird place to be in a lot of ways, especially with the rise of Nazism coming on the horizon, but just an incredibly interesting period and place to be in terms of art and culture and history. And I've always enjoyed that kind of era of the 1920s.
That's interesting. It's not what most people would pick.
Probably not. What would you pick?
What would I pick? Like I said, I've always loved Russian history. It's always been really interesting to me. In terms of a time period, it'd either be during Khrushchev or maybe even during Stalin. Probably not Stalin, just because I wouldn't want to be on his bad side. But just that whole modern Russian history has always been really interesting, and following the czars and the other rulers. Well, the czars aren't obviously modern, but it's interesting.
Yeah, the period under Khrushchev would definitely be interesting. Lots of stuff going on in that time. So
lots of stuff. Well, awesome. But before you go, we have to do a little history challenge here, since we're obviously both history buffs here. We got some questions that we need to ask you here for our history pursuit. Are you up for the challenge?
Sure.
Alrighty, here goes. Our first question is, what were George Washington's dentures made from?
Well, wood, according to legend.
Actually, our research team got together and they came up with hippo and dead men's teeth.
Very interesting. Hippo, huh?
Hippo.
I never would have guessed that.
They were so common in that.
I guess so. It's kind of disturbing, though, to think that George Washington had other men's teeth in his mouth.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but if you don't think about it so much, it's not as gross.
I can get by. Maybe we should just stay with the wood.
Okay, we'll just go with wood then as the official answer and move on to the next question. The second question is, what did USA's second president, John Adams, third president, Thomas Jefferson, and fifth president, James Monroe, all have in common?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. Of course, you know that I'm a European historian, so you're asking me all the American Revolutionary questions. Is that the strategy?
Yeah, we figured it would be great to embarrass you because everybody watches us. So
that's fine. Yeah, I actually don't know. I have no idea what they have in common.
It's actually really interesting. They all died on the 4th of July.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I heard that somewhere, but when I read the question, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That's interesting. See, I know things.
And now I have something in common with them because I was actually born on the 4th of July.
Wow, like the movie.
Well, no, I didn't go to Vietnam and kill a bunch of people, but otherwise, yeah.
Oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Okay, our third question, this one might suit you better. Many painters over the last 2 millennia have painted The Last Supper, but every one of those painters has made a mistake regarding the painting. Do you know what it is?
That's interesting. I don't know what it is, but if I were to guess, I would have to say that they always put all of the people on one side of the table. And of course they do that so you can see all 12 disciples, but I doubt they actually sat that way.
Actually, it says that the disciples ate the Last Supper lying down. Apparently in those days, people of ancient Judea ate in a reclining position, much like many people do during Packer games nowadays. It says only the very poor sat, and then it was on low benches.
Okay, that makes sense,
You learn something new every day.
That was very common in the Roman Empire, actually, is to have couches that you would recline on, so, okay.
Sounds good. Maybe I would have liked to live in Rome. Sounds like a good time. Anyway, our fourth and final question here. This one was absolutely amazing to me, but we'll give it a shot. During the 1700s, what was used to clean teeth?
What was used to clean teeth in the 1700s? I don't know. That's a very good question.
It was actually urine was used to clean teeth.
Okay, that's even more disturbing than the fact that George Washington had other men's teeth in his mouth.
I wonder how you would hire someone to clean your... I don't even want to go there. It says Portuguese urine was regarded as the best because it was considered the strongest.
And I wonder how they figured that out.
I really don't know. Is there like a taste test comparison or...
Now there's a job for you.
I think I'm going to pass on that one, actually. But yeah, no, we're going to let that one go. Well, thanks a lot, Cliff. Thanks a lot for coming in. We're gonna take a quick commercial break right now, but when we get back, we've got the Nipple Tweak of the Week, bloopers, my top 10. Thanks a lot to Professor Cliff Ganyard for coming in.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Not a problem. Thanks a lot. It was very interesting. And we'll catch you guys in a little bit. Thank you very much for keeping it locked in on Jaded Night's special holiday edition for those of us out there that don't celebrate Christmas. Alrighty, now it's time for my number one favorite part of the show. You guessed it, Tim's Top 10. This week's Top 10 list is the top 10 unofficial state mottos. This is absolutely hilarious. I hope you guys enjoy it. Here we go. All right, the top 10 unofficial state mottos. Number 10, Utah. Our Jesus is better than your Jesus. Number 9, Alabama. Hell yes, we have electricity. Number 8, Arkansas. Literacy ain't everything. Number 7, Oregon. Spotted owl. It's what's for dinner. Wow. Number 6, New Jersey. You want? I got your mile right here. Those of us who have visited New Jersey will laugh at that one. Number 5, Idaho. More than just potatoes. Well, okay, we're not, but the potatoes sure are real good. There we go. Number 4, New York. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. No, apparently that one wasn't funny. 10 through 5 were all apparently hilarious, but now once we get to the top 4, it's not funny. Anyway, number 3, Kentucky. 5 million people, 15 last names. Number 2, Wyoming, where men are men and sheep are scared. And the number 1 unofficial state motto is, West Virginia, we're all one big happy family. Really? And that was this week's top 10. Oh, those West Virginia nights. Well, that just about does it here for us at Jaded Nights. But before we sign off, check out this week's Nipple Tweak O' the Week.
And like we'll be crossing the bridge and
I hate you.
Why are you all clapping? Mike Casey just got nipple tweaked. Do you guys get some sort of sick, perverse enjoyment out of that? Yeah, you guys would. I mean, first Casey gets manhandled by Mullet Man, and then he just got tweaked. Ouch. That's some bad luck there. But you guys will clap for that. All right. I'd like to once again... Oh, okay, apparently we're clapping for Mike Casey getting nipple tweaked. Man, he's going to be upset when he watches this. I'd like to thank everyone here at Jaded Nights, all of our producers, and all of you guys for watching. Thanks a lot. It's been a wonderful semester. I'd also like to take this time to thank Jason Vincent, one of our producers. He's an excellent man. He'll be leaving us after this semester. Why are you clapping? I said he was a good person. You're clapping because he's leaving. Yeah, he's going to come after you guys now. Jeez, you guys are vicious. But no, seriously, Jason, we appreciate everything you've done for us, and best of luck to you in your future endeavors. For everybody else here on Channel 20, thanks to you, our viewers, or viewer, as the case may be. Have a wonderful night, guys. I'm out. Oh, by the way, visit uwgb.edu/channel20, not for shameless promotion plugs, but to tell them about 2 things I talked about this week on the show, and they'll give you free stuff, like winter golfing at the Shorewood Golf Course. I had to get that in there one more time. All right, you guys, thanks a lot. It's been a wonderful semester. Hope I will see you guys next year. Have a good one. Yeah, sure. Yeah, clap because it's over. Yeah, I see how it is.
Ryan, I was just I don't know what I'm doing. Brian. I saw you. You were like.
I agree. I think you go look there. Oh, there he goes. That was me.
I was like.
I totally forgot. Awkward.
Now what? Huh? Now what?
Yeah, I ain't been having any of that.
And find out. Wow, that was funny. I'm sorry. We'll go back up a little bit.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. So. All right.
You guys even listening?
Alrighty, here we are, driving around, trying to look. Let's take two. All right, here we are, driving around. I'm looking for people to pick up because I'm driving the new.
Well, those are nasty beans.
Just like that.
Feels like a shit all over me.
Do it again!
Damn it!
Where is the next person?
Hi, Ryan.
How's it going?
No one knows me. It sucks. Sorry. I want to say, I hate my life. I want to say that.
It seems like you guys are.
Who hired this guy? Who brought this guy? Put that down. You mother. No, I want more.
My Casey all tripped up on his feet and stuff. And
Those are your feet, bitch. I did. That was yours.
on my breast.
Moving on. A little bit more. A little bit more. You can go it. Keep going. No, there. Yeah. No, a little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. Oh, and now, no. System error? What? This is hilarious. The teleprompter just died.
Why does this keep happening? Oh my god!
I just totally stepped up the wall.
Are you recording?
Let's try without feeling control.
That was good. Oh, yeah. Give us a second.
Take two. It's like a red bear.
I'm currently out.
It's a world, alright? You do have a problem.
Okay.
I am currently outside of.
Is this bloopers? You guys show bloopers? Sorry.
I took it all out on Grant Winslow.
Oh, that you would talk to fine before.
I actually enjoy doing these little things. I am
Okay.